Monday night is Savings Challenge game night around here, and this week I've got a brand new Savings Challenge book to add to the mix, plus a special new product announcement you won't want to miss. Welcome to Ready Budget Game. Welcome back to Ready Budget Go. My name is Drew, and on this channel we talk about cash budgeting, saving money, and achieving our financial goals. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. So it's game night tonight, and as I said in the intro, I've got a new Savings Challenge book that I'm going to start. This one came from Marlene at Snow Gardener 307. This is a collab book that I was a part of. A lot of people have gone through it on their channels already, so I'm not going to go through it in too much detail. But suffice it to say, I am going to start it this week, and I'm also going to increase the budget. Now, I didn't plan to increase my Savings Challenge budget this month. I did for April, but for March, I was at $250 or thereabouts a week. But I'm going to up it to $300 to make room for this new book. So I'm going to do $75 in each of the existing books, the Zodiac and the General Greenback, $75 in here, and then $75 in the binder. So I'm going to get set up to do this book first because it's the newest, and I'll come back with that in just a moment. All right, let's get started with the book, The Life of a Creator. Again, this is a collaboration book that Marlene at Snow Gardener 307 put together. It was her and 25 other collaborators, including myself. Everybody contributed at least one challenge. Marlene did a few of them along with her sister-in-law, who provides the artwork for her challenges. So I've already kind of unboxed this a little bit, but when you purchase this challenge, which you can get from Snow Gardener 307 on Etsy or on her website, you get all kinds of thank you cards and her business card and an explanation of the book and all of the creators who participated here on the back. You get a thank you card, which is also a savings challenge, a roll and save here on the back. And then you get the stickers that come with with a couple of the challenges. You get a set of dice, and you get an A6 or an A5 rather envelope. So I'm going to set everything aside here. And as far as I know, the dice are randomly selected. You don't get to pick the color. I got black with, it looks like gold writing, and this is kind of a pearlescent black. So that suits me. But then I would have been happy with any color. Pink, purple, orange, yellow, it didn't matter to me. So I will use these as necessary for this book when we come up to a dice challenge, but let's just open it and dive right in. I've got money set aside here. I'm only going to do about $75 for the book. If we go a little bit over, that's okay. So the first challenge here, it's called Let's Get Rollin', and this is one of Marlene's. And so it says choose a D4, D6, or D8 die to roll. Roll the die 3 times. Add the first 2 rolls and subtract the last roll. Save the total. Okay, so I'm going to bring out my dice tray here. I'm going to set all of these aside. And oops, sorry for the noise there. I'm going to be decadent, and I am going to select the D8, if I can get them open. I've zoomed the camera out this week as well, and I hope that gives a decent enough view. I want to make sure that I'm always in frame, so that's why I did that. So let's see. A D8, that would be this one. So we'll put that there. Set all of these aside noisily. Sorry about that. So let's get rolling. Okay, we've got a 2, so let me get a marker. Mark that down. I'm going to use this orange here. So roll number 1 was a 2. Roll number 2 is a 6. Roll number 3 is a 2. Okay. So essentially the 2's cancel each other out, and we're going to save $6. So I am going to set aside $6, and we'll move on to the next page. The next page is the Kiss My Hiney challenge, and this is one of the sticker challenges. So I'm going to get that sticker sheet out here. And it says here, Use the numbered lip stickers to save up to $50, or use the blank lip stickers to create your own challenge. So I'm going to use the ones that already have the numbers on them, and I'm going to start with the highest one, which looks like $8. I don't know how many of you are that way, but if there's a challenge where you get to pick, of a set of numbers, I always go for the highest one first. And I'm going to start up here on her shoulder. I'll save the tush for last. Okay, so I'm going to put the 5 back and grab a 10, and then a 2 and a 1 for $8. All right, moving on. The Birds and the Bees. So this, I think, is a collab within a collab between Mischief Managed Budgets and Champagne's Corner. Okay, so the directions are here. Roll any die to begin playing and start anywhere on the board. Land on a space with an amount, save that amount. Land on a space with a bee, play Champagne's Dice Hive on facing page. Land on a space with a bird, play Wren's Aviary below. Have fun. Okay, so it doesn't roll any die. Okay, so since I've got the D8 out, I'm just going to stay with the D8. And it came up a 3. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to work my way to the right, I suppose. 1, 2, 3. So we'll save $1. And because this is blue, I'm going to use kind of a blue marker here. So I'm guessing I mark these off as I go. At least that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put back $4 and pull out a 5. And because I want this book to last, I am going to stop there. And I'm only going to do one on each of these for now. Okay, bug out. Draw the bug to complete the challenge. Only 3 rolls, 1 die per game, and you must roll a 1 to begin. Draw your own or use the template below, color as you please. So 1 is the body, 2 is the wings. Oh, I see. 1 body, 2 wings, 3 6 legs. Okay. So we're starting with the body, and we have to roll a 1. Save $49. Well, okay, so I think we're meant to use a D6 here. And this is by Budget Nerd, Reinventing Renee. And what do you know? I got a 1. Okay, so I'm going to do the body. And this bug is going to be this kind of lavender color, I suppose. And I am just going to do the outline. I'm not going to fill it in. Because, number 1, I am terrible at coloring. And number 2, that would just take way too long and probably dry out this marker. And now that I think of it, a Sharpie was probably not the call here. I probably should have used my brush tip marker because the lines on this are not great. But that's okay. It's a bug. It doesn't have to be beautiful. All right, so 1 for the body. And then we'll move on. So this next challenge says exercise. I thought you said extra fries. This is by Boy Mom Loves to Save. And it looks like I need to specify the amounts here, or I can specify the amounts here. But I'm just going to go with what she has for her symbols as the default. So let me get out my scratching tool, which is a fancy quarter, and I'm just going to start up here in the corner. And it's a weight. Get the vacuum and clean it up. And so the weights are $1. So we'll take out $1 and we'll move on to the next page. Decide on this is by the Thrifty Sew Shop. This looks like a color splotch challenge. It says decide on a savings amount for each color and write it on the paint rolls. Roll a die to find out which color you're saving. Okay, so I think I am just going to go with, well, let me get out a marker here first. Just one sec. I thought I was prepared to do this book, but evidently not. So I'm going to use one of these because these are usually the clearest. but I'm not going to use red. I'll use this dark blue, midnight blue. Fun fact, other than green, midnight blue is one of my favorite colors. So, yep, that's the brush tip side. Okay, so I'm going to just go in order. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not the most imaginative, but I feel okay with it. All right, so let's get a roll and let's see where we go. So 2, so that's going to be orange. And we'll take it there. And we'll take out $2 and we'll move on. And it looks like the next one is oriented differently, so let's see it here. This is from Golden Girl Budgets, and it's a $50 savings challenge. So I'm going to start at the top left again. And it's going to be $5. And hopefully I'm not shaking the world too much when I scratch. Okay, so that's cleaned up. And we'll take out $5. Oops. And actually, I'm going to exchange these for a 20. 2 5s and a 10 going in and a 20 coming out. Okay, next page. This is from A Little of It All, and it's another scratch challenge. And this one, I'm going to go over here at the bottom, just to be different. And this one is $8, so that's the biggest number we've had so far on any of these challenges, other than the Kiss My Hiney challenge. Okay. So I'm going to put a 2 back. Actually, I'll put the 2 1s back. And I'll grab a 10. Okay. Next is Match Day $50 Savings Challenge. This challenge, when I saw it, it blew my mind. I think these soccer ball scratch-off things are so cool. And just the background and everything. I'm not really a soccer fan, but I think this looks incredible. So, and this is from Jwackers. Okay, so let's see. Let's scratch down here at the bottom left. And this is going to be $1, it looks like. Okay, so a nice gentle start on that one. We'll take out $1, clean up the mess, and move on to the next page. Okay, so this is Flip, Scratch, and Roll, Duck, Duck, Goose version. It says flip a coin, choose heads or tails column, and scratch and roll. Okay. I'm not really a coin flipper, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this d6 and we'll go odd or even. So we'll say odd for heads, even for tails. Okay, so it's odd. So tails. And scratch and roll. Okay. Oh, and then we've got to specify amounts here, don't we? Let's say this is going to be $2 and this is going to be $3. That'll make it confusing because I just said that tails was even. So, at any rate. All right, so now we've got a scratch. Because we're in the tails column. And we've got a yellow duck, which is going to be $2. And we're going to roll, I guess, again. I'm assuming a d6. And $2. So $4 total. You can use the chisel side, I think, to mark in here. That was a terrible 2. There we go. That's so much better. Okay, $4. So I'll put in a 1 and take out a 5. First time going through the book is going to be a lot slower than it will be in the future. So, once again, a work meeting that could have been an email. Sigh. Oh, yes, I work in an office, and this is my life most weeks. Save $50, and there's amounts 2 through 7, and this is from Busy Lizzie's budget. So let's just scratch. I'm going to go right in the middle for this one. Right on this laptop here. And that says $3. Okay. So let me clean this up. And I'm going to put back 7 and take a 10. And we'll move on to the next page. Life is better at the beach. This is from Budget with Mama Bear. It says save $60. And I'm going to go right here because this is the first one that I looked at. $6. And I could use a beach vacation about now. The winter blahs are definitely, even though spring has sprung, the winter blahs have definitely taken hold. So, okay, $6. And I am just going to break real quick just because the video is getting long, and I'll be right back. Okay, next page says seek balance, not perfection. Scratch, roll, and save 40 plus, amounts 2 through 8. This is from Budget with Carly, and I think I'm just going to scratch. And we'll go right here. And it's an 8. Okay? As I say, I like to get the big ones out early, so I'm not disappointed in rolling the 8. All right, so let's see. I can actually, so I've got 45 here, plus 8 would be 53. So I'm going to put all of this back, and I'm going to grab out the 50, and the 2, and a 1. So we're at 54 total. We're working towards 75. 25 to thrive. Turn your dreams into plans and your can'ts into cans. Okay, so it says step 1, choose a habit to complete every day. Step 2, track the completion of your habit. Step 3, save an amount for complete or not. Okay. Well, I'm not big on habit trackers myself, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's see. This is not a good marker to use for this. I'm going back to the Sharpie. Habit is going to be saving $5. And I will just make it that, and then I will say, I'm going to check this off because I'm going to save $5, and we'll just do it that way. Next page, this is from Laura Bell Creations. It says, suspect claims she has too much to do but lays down to nap instead. And I'm going to scratch here, because why not? And it's $8 again. So I've hit a few 8s now. So get this cleaned up. And I'm going to put back 2 1s and grab a 10. So we're at 67. So getting close to the end for this week. $50 plus dice roll. This is from pinkycloth.co. And it says save up each dice. If you decide to roll, save that total amount. This cute challenge should have you saving over $50 plus in no time. Okay. So I think I just roll a die and cross out the number that I roll. So I got a 4. So I'm going to get my marker here and we'll take out this 4. And $4, so we're up to 71. And this says save to sync. This is from Donna, powered by Creativity. It says save today for tomorrow's future. It's a $100 challenge, and I assume that this is a color and save and then there's scratch amounts. So I need $4 more to hit my $75 target, right? 50, 65, 7, 9, 71. Yeah, plus 4 is 75. So I'm just going to color in this 4. Kind of. Again, not fantastic at the coloring here at ReadyBudgetGo, but okay. And then I'm going to put $16 back and grab the 20. And that will be $75. So I'm done with the book for now. So I'm going to, let's see, I need to mark this page and I don't have, here we go. I'll just use a plain paper clip here. And I hope I remember which side I'm on. So I'm going to put it here. So next time we'll start with Rock and Roll Queen, and then this is my challenge, Buster's Bangin' Burger Bar. This is a color and save, and this one, it looks like, is a roll and save. So we'll do that for game night next week. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to grab the pocket back out. And I will need to pop out, actually I'm going to put the stickers in there too. I'll need to pop out the rings to put it in the binder. So let me do that here. I'm going to slide this into the envelope. I'll pop these out and then I'll get it into the savings challenge binder, and then we'll move on to one of the other books here in just a sec. Okay, I've got the envelope safely placed in my savings challenge binder for game night. So now let's flip that over and we'll play Zodiac next. So actually, let me close this up. And Zodiac will also get about $75. So I'll set that aside. We'll get out the book here. Zodiac is one of my savings challenge books. This one is based on the astrological calendar, starting with Aries and going all the way through to Pisces. And each page or each spread is numbered 1 through 12 based on their position in the astrological calendar. So each one has a set of 9 scratch-offs that are 1 through 9. And then there are also 2 color and save sections. And you can make these whatever you want. I've said the top is going to be a D8 and the bottom is a D12, but you can set a specific amount, or you can use a different die, or whatever you like. So I am going to get out a D12 and a D6, which I should have had handy already. So a D12 and a D6. And the way that I do this is I roll the 2 dice together to determine which page I'm going to and then which section I'm doing. So the scratch section is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so that will tell us where to go. And let's get started. Okay, so we've got 12 and 3. So 12 is Pisces, and 3 is going to be a D12 roll. So we'll roll the D12 again. 2. So we'll save $2. And I will just color in part of this, again, just because it takes a while to get it all colored in. And there's also a little bit of dry time here, too, since it's a glossy paper. So let's get the D12 and the D6 back out and see where we go next. Number 2 and number 5. So 2 is going to be Taurus. 5 is going to be a D8 roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so for the D8, let me get that out. That's a D10. There's the D8. This one's going to save $6. And again, I'll just color a little bit, and I'll come in and fill these in afterward. Back to the D12 and the D6. Okay, number 8 and number 6, so that's going to be a D12 roll. And number 8 is Scorpio. So we'll fill in a little bit here. And we'll roll the D12. And we're going to save $4. So I'm going to put 6 back and grab 10. And we'll roll again and see where we go next. Okay, number 8 and number 6. So same as we were before. So we'll roll the D12. And this time we're going to save $3. So we'll put the 2 back and grab a 5. Okay, where to next? Number 12 and number 2. So that's going to be a D8 roll on Pisces. And this one's going to save $7. So the D8 is rolling more than the D12 so far. Okay. Fill in a little bit of this. And we'll move on. Number 5 and number 1, so that's going to be a scratch. On Leo the Lion, there's only 4 left. And I thought I had a D4. Well, you know what? I just got one from Marlene. So let's see. There it is. So we'll roll this D4. And this says to scratch number 3. 1, 2, 3. So we'll go right there. And for Leo, we're going to save one whole dollar. So $1 here. And we'll get out the D12 and the D6. And now we're going to number 11 and number 6. So that's Aquarius, and that is going to be a D12 roll. And it's $7. So we'll put 3 back and grab a 10. And give a little color here. Okay. And onward to our next stop. Number 6 and number 1, so that will be a scratch. On Virgo, we haven't done very much on Virgo. There's 6 left, so I'll roll a D6. Number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And under this one, we have $9. Okay. So 5, 7, and 9. Next stop, number 9 and number 1. So that will be another scratch, but this time it will be on Sagittarius. And there's 4 left, so I'll bring that D4 back out. Number 1, so right up here. And this is going to be $4. So let's see. We'll put back the 5 and the 2. And we'll take out a 10 and a 1. 7 plus 4 makes 11. Okay, next roll. Number 6 and number 5. So that will be a D8 roll, and we're going back to Virgo. Get out the D8. And $1. So $1. And I'll mark it here. Onward. Number 1 and number 1. Oh, that was a 1. So we're going to Aries, and that'll be a scratch. And we've got 6 left, so I'll roll the D6. And number 1. So right up here. This one's going to be $5. Okay, so we'll get out a 5. We're getting close to that 50. Next stop, 11 and 4, so that'll be a scratch on Aquarius. And there's 6 left, so we'll roll the D6. Number 1, up here. And $1. So that should get us to 50. Let's see here. 20, 30, 40, 5, 47, 48, 49, 50. So yep. So I'm going to put all of this back, grab the $50 bill. Oops, come on, 10. There we go. 5, 2, and the 1s. D12, D6. Number 1 and number 2. So that's going to be a D8 roll on Aries. $2. Give it a little mark here so that I know to come and fill it in later. And we'll go back to these dice. Number 6 and number 1, so that's going to be a scratch. And we're back to Virgo again. There's 5 left, but I'll roll the D6. 2, 1, 2, dead center on Virgo is $6. $5 and 6. And let's see where we go next. 11 and 2, so that's going to be a D8 roll on Aquarius. Whoops. $5 here. Okay, next. Number 5 and number 3, so that's going to be a D12 roll on Leo. $8. Let's see what we've got here. So we'll put back a 2, grab a 10, and we're at 65, 70, grab a 20 actually. So probably just one more roll left. So we're at 71, which means there's $4 left to save, at least $4. 11 and 4, so that's going to be a scratch on Aquarius. And there's 5 left, so we'll roll the d6. The 4 is not available because we scratched it here and they appear only once. So number 1. And it's $5. Okay, so we're saving 76 in this one this week, which is just fine. I do not mind going over by $1. So that's cleaned up. Grab the 5, put the book away, bring the binder back out, and we move this over. And I will do a cash consolidation at the end. So if you'd like to see that, please, by all means, stay tuned all the way till the end. So Zodiac, $76 going in for this week. Now it's time for General Greenback. So I'll get set up for that, and we'll do that book next. Okay, it's time for General Greenback and the Frugality Force. This is another savings challenge book that I created that's available on my Etsy shop, along with Zodiac Save with the Stars. And this one is a superhero theme, and it's General Greenback and his crew of superheroes versus the evil Swindle Syndicate. So we are on, let's see where we are. If I can find the, we're way in the back. Okay, so we're on for Prepare for Combat, which is the final challenge before you take on the head bad dude, Lord Larceny himself. So, set that aside. And on this challenge, we're just rolling a d6 and saving that amount. So we've got $2 here, and I will mark $2 off. And then the next page is a scratch and save, and this one is a big one. This is a $300 scratch and save challenge. There's a lot of scratchers here, and I've just been going in order. So we'll do the next one. And this is only $1 this week, so that's great. Let me get this cleaned up. So this is a high volatility one. I mean, you see we got a 20 a few weeks ago, but this week, just the one. Now, there is one more challenge after this, but it is kind of a special challenge. It's meant to be played after you've done all the others, so I am not going to go to that page. I'm going to go back to the front, and we'll continue through the rest of the book. Now, we finished this one, so there's nothing more to do on this one, where we meet General Greenback, and he tells us about his team and taking on Lord Larceny and the Swindle Syndicate. Here's where we meet Lord Larceny, and this is another d6 roll and save, so I'm going to roll that die again. And we got a 4. Lots of 4s on this. Let's see. We'll use red. And I'll put a 1 back and take a 5. Okay. Then on the next page, we meet Goldshield, who's General Greenback's sidekick, and there's 4 scratchers left on him. So I'm going to bring back that D4 that we got from Marlene. And it's number 2, so right here. Every time you meet a new superhero, there's a scratch challenge that saves $100. Every time you meet a new supervillain, some of them are color and save, some of them are roll and save, some of them are scratchers. It varies. Okay, so I'm just going to take out 2 more 2s, and we'll move on to the next challenge. Low numbers so far this week. This is Counterfeiter. He's one of Lord Larceny's goons, and this one we're just going in order along the righteous path to defeat him. So we're on 9. So I'm going to mark off the 9 here. And I'm going to put some of these back. So 9 plus 6 is 15. Plus 5 is 20, right? 5, 7, 9, 11. Yep, plus 9 is 20. All right, so all of this goes back. We'll take out the 20. And we'll move on to the next page where we meet Penny Protector, who's another one of the heroes. And it looks like there's 4 left on Penny, too. So we'll roll that d4 again. And we got number 4, so that'll be down here. And Penny wants us to save $11. So she was tired of the low numbers. She's like, no, you got to do it right here. So we'll get out a 10 and a 1. And we'll move on to Misfortune. Okay, so with Misfortune, we roll 2d6 dice, and we save the number according to what we roll. And we rolled a 2, which we've already taken, so we're going to roll it again. And we got a 7. So we have 7 available, so let's scratch off 7, or mark off 7. And we'll get out $7. And we'll move on. Next up is Fundraiser, another one of the heroes. There's 4 left for him, so we'll roll the d4. And we got number 4 again, so down here. And $11 again. Okay. Clean that up. And let's see, what can we do here? We consolidate yet? Not quite yet. Okay, 10 and 11. Next challenge is going to be a color and save, I think. Yep, this is the Loan Shark, and I've just been marking these off. So these are $10 torpedoes. So we'll take out a 10, and now I'm sure I can grab that 50. So let's see here. 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. So 20 plus 30, 50 comes out. And we'll move on to the next page, which is Prosperity Man. Prosperity Man has 4 left. So let's see which one we're going to do. Number 1, so right up here. $6 for Prosperity Man. And I can take $4 back, leave that 5, and take out a 10. Okay, so we're at $65, which is perfect because this is another $10 color and save. And again, if you want to color them in, you absolutely can. This is matte finish paper, so it will hold color pretty well. But I've just been crossing them out because, again, I'm not good at coloring and also just in the interest of time. So I'm going to put $10 back, grab a 20, and we've saved exactly $75 for General Greenback and the Frugality Force. Next time, we will go back to the Vault, who's another one of the heroes, one of my favorites, actually. So we'll mark this here. I think this is the right direction. No, of course not. There we go. Mark that. We'll put the book away. Then we'll bring out the binder. Put this in order. And we'll go to General Greenback. And next up will be Millennial Loteria. So let me get set up for that, and we'll play that game here in just a sec. Editing Drew here. I was having so much fun playing savings games that I forgot to film the new product announcement. These are sticker sets for all the superheroes and supervillains in the General Greenback universe. When you buy the book, you get an A5 zipperless envelope that has a General Greenback sticker on it. And then you also get another sticker of General Greenback just on its own that you can use anywhere. But someone asked me if I would make stickers for all the other characters, so I did. Each sticker is about 3 inches tall, and you get all 12 characters: General Greenback, Gold Shield, Penny Protector, Fundraiser, Prosperity Man, the Vault, Lord Larceny, Counterfeiter, Misfortune, the Loan Shark, the Ponzi Pirate, and Overdraft. These are available now over on my Etsy shop. The link is down in the description. You get 2 sheets, one with the heroes, one with the villains. And now, let's get back to saving. All right, I've reset the cash tray, and I've taken out Millennial Loteria. This is the card we're going to play this week. Loteria is a bingo-themed game, but instead of using bingo balls, you use cards, and instead of a 5x5 grid, it's a 4x4 grid. And so to make a Loteria, or a bingo, you need to mark off 4 in any one direction. So because this is Millennial Loteria, instead of the typical symbols that you would find on this game, they're a little bit different. So here we have a man bun, here we have a hashtag, here we have El Participation Trophy, And so the symbols on the cards correspond to the symbols on these cards. Of course, not every symbol that's in the deck is on each card. That's why it is a bingo themed game. But I play a different card each week, and I'm just going to give these a shuffle and a cut, and then we'll get started dealing. Now, the way that I play this as a savings challenge game, oh, that was a terrible shuffle. The way I play this as a savings challenge game, because it's just me playing, is that I keep dealing cards until I get a Loteria, and then I save $1 for every chip or every Bitcoin that's down on the card. So let's see how we do this week. So first one is El Tattoo, and we do have that. Next is El Yoga, and I don't see that one. El Piercing, nope. El Participation Trophy, absolutely. La Karen, I don't think I saw her on this card, nope. El Coachella, no. El Vegan, no. La Notification, no. El Gluten, no. El Drone, yep, got that one. El Man Bun, oh yeah. El Safe Space, no. La Thigh Gap, no. El Hipster, nope. El Troll, no, not this week. El Podcast, yep, right here. El Boomer, nope. La Flower Crown, absolutely, right here. Not getting really anything connected, but that's okay. El Gender Reveal, yep. La Feminist, nope. La Web Design, no. El Bird, yep, now we've got a couple of possibilities for a Loteria. El Brunch, no. El Prime, no. El Twitter, yes. Getting close. Also running out of cards. El Internship, no. La Selfie, no. El Nail Art, no. El Non-GMO, no. Goodness. La Hashtag, yep. This is going to be an expensive game this week. El TikTok, yes, finally a Loteria. Oh, that took forever. There was only, what, maybe 20 cards left in the deck? Not even. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, $11. That's quite a lot for Loteria. It's usually about $6, $7. I usually get it right away. Well, not right away, but, you know, with about half the deck remaining. Okay, so I'm going to clear this off. We'll get the binder back out. And we'll grab $11 and put that into Millennial Loteria. Next up, I am going to do the 2025, because I do this every week. Just move this out of the way here. And I messed up the coloring last week by picking the wrong color, but that's okay. I will take a, let's see, this color. I don't know. It's just going to be random anymore. And again, I will come back and fill this in more completely later. This is a freebie in my Etsy shop. I am running low on them, but for now, any physical product order, you will get one of these with your order. So $20 for that one. And I don't count as I go, like what's in each envelope, but if you stay tuned to the end for the consolidation, you'll see what the totals are there. Okay, so next up is going to be Junior's Restaurants. Let me clean up Millennial Loteria, get out that binder, and we'll play Junior's Restaurants next. All right, Junior's Restaurants is up next. Junior's Restaurants is a box challenge that was given to me by April's Fresh Start and her son Junior. If you purchase this challenge from them, it's a digital download, and Junior gets all the profits. So his mom pays the Etsy fees and all that, and he gets 100% of the profits, which he puts towards his savings goals and giving and whatnot. So I've left a link to their channel down below. Well, April's channel, but Junior's on there for their game nights. So let's see what we're going to do this week. So these are all of the cards that I still have yet to use. There's quite a few of them left. And these are all, as the name implies, restaurant themed. So we've got Junior's Steakhouse, we've got Junior's Donuts, Junior's Pizzeria, Junior's Fruits or Fresh Fruit Stand, Shut the To-Go Box, Junior's Diner Menu, Junior's Diner, Junior's Hibachi, and Junior's Taco Truck. And then these are all my discards plus the IOU. So I try to put about $10 in here each week. So let's see what we get this week. So I'm just going to shuffle these all up as best I can. I didn't laminate these, so they're a little bit more grippy than they otherwise would be. And let's go right here toward the bottom. And it says 2 times your next search and save. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, let's mix them up some more and see if we get a search and save. I've gotten that one a few times. There's a couple in the deck, so. And we've got Junior's Fruit Stand, and it's $4, so that'll make it $8. At least I assume this is at the fruit stand. Let's see here. It's the diner, the hibachi, the taco truck. Oh, I went past it. Where is it? It's going to be the last one. Yep, sure enough. And I've gotten quite a few out of the fruit stand already. So, of course, this is one of the pens that I didn't grab. So let me just reach for that here real quick. I try to remember to use the same color each week, and I can never remember which one it is. I think it's this one. Yep. Okay. I'm going to check this off, and I'm going to say ×2. I don't know if I've done that the other times that I've grabbed a ×2, but I'm doing it for this one. Okay, so that's going to be a discard. We're going to take out $8. And somebody is really revving their motorcycle out in the street. I apologize if that's coming through the microphone. So this one will go back in the deck. And we will shuffle it up. And let's see what we get next. Let's go right here. Junior's Pizzeria. Okay. So let me put this away. And I don't remember where the pizzeria is either. Let's see here. There it is. Okay, so I think, now that I know better, I think that this is meant to be like a Plinko style game, but that's not the way that I started playing it. So I am just going to keep doing it the way that I did it. So the way that I did it was that I rolled D6 die, and then whichever number I came up with, I circled the ingredient and saved that amount at the bottom. So I think, like I say, I think it's intended to be a Plinko game, but I didn't understand that when I first started playing it, so I'm just going to stick with the way that I've been doing it. So here we go. Oh, and I just threw that die way over here. Number 6. Okay, so we're starting a new pizza, and this one's going to be New York style. And it looks like, yeah, well, I've kind of gone all over with the pens that I've used on this one, but that's okay. All right, so New York style, and that's going to save us $5. And that's going to be it in Junior's Restaurants for the week. So this goes back. Take the $5 out before I forget. I'll consolidate that here in a sec. These go back to the front because they can all be used again. Some of them for the first time. So like that. Junior's Pizzeria. It's here. And like I say, this is a digital download available from April's Fresh Start on her Etsy. And this goes into the discards. Okay. So I'm going to put this away, move the dice tray over. And then in Junior's Restaurants this week, we're saving $13. I'm going to put the 2 5s back and grab a 10. One, two, three. Okay, so that's in Junior's Restaurants. And now let's see where the clip is. I think it was on number 8. Yep. So number 8 is Quicks. Quicks is another dice game. It's one of my favorites that is in my binder. And it's a lot like Shut the Box. And it looks like there's only one more playing left of Quicks on this card. So that's what I'll do. And I'll get out the Quicks dice. So in this one, now there's different rules when you play the actual game, but the way that I've decided to play it for a savings challenge is that I use the 2 white dice plus whatever colored die for the row that I'm on. So this one's going to be blue. and you're trying to make all the numbers 12 through 2 or 2 through 12. So essentially shut the box or shut the big box because it's going all the way through 12. But you get 3 dice, and you have to use exactly 2 of the dice to make your number. It could be any 2 of them. So if this was the roll, then I could make a 9, I could make a 5, or I could make an 8. So I would mark off at least one number. I could do all 3 if 3 is possible. Obviously, if you get 6, 6, and 2, the only numbers that you can do are 8 and 12. But at any rate, you have to be able to mark off at least one. If you can't, then it's game over, and then you save the rest. So it's a little bit more higher stakes than regular shut the box, but at the same time, there's also more strategy to it, which I find a lot of fun. And I usually get stung, but let's see how it goes this time. Okay, so we've got a 6, a 2, and a 1, so I'm definitely going to take that 3 because 3 is a difficult number to roll. But I'm going to leave the 7 and the 8 because those are much easier to roll, and I want to have those available in the future if I have another roll where I need to mark off one of those. Okay, so we've got a 9, we've got a 5, and we've got a 6. So I'm going to take the 9 and the 6, and the 5. I'm going to take all 3. Why not? Okay, roll them again. Now we've got 3, we've got 8, and we've got 7. So I am going to take the 8, I'm going to leave the 7, and I'm going to hope that I can roll some bigger numbers. And I did. Okay, so I've got 11, I've got 6, and I've got 7. So I'm going to take the 11, and I'm actually going to take the 7 as well, just because there aren't all that many numbers left, and I don't want to get stuck eating that 7. So roll them again, and we've got 6, and we've got 4, and that's all we can do, but we've got 4 available, so I'm going to mark that off. We need a 12, a 10, and a 2. So 2 6s or 2 1s or something that makes 10. And we got the 2 6s, by golly. All right, so this is going pretty well here. Next roll, we need a 10 or a 2, ideally the 10. And we got a 10. All right. So this is the best I've ever done at this game. All that's left is the 2. So I need to roll 2 1s, otherwise it's game over and I'm going to save $2. And I didn't get the 2 1s. Okay. So for this one, I'm going to save $2. And I do this low budget. This one I had 20 left, 11 plus 6 plus 3, and I just saved $2. I added the 2 and the 0 to get 2. But this one I actually earned that $2 savings, so that's great. So this card is done. I'll recycle this. And next time we play Quicks, I'll start a new one. But for now, this will go in here, into Quicks. I'm going to skip Yahtzee and Sorry Dice this week, just because they take, well, Yahtzee takes a longer time to play, and Sorry Dice takes a longer time to set up. And so I'm just going to go right to the next challenge, which is the 12 Days of Christmas. So let me put this aside and put this aside. And I'll get out those scratch cards here. They're right over here. I think I've got all of them. Yep, I do. So the 12 Days of Christmas is a scratch-off savings challenge that's available in my Etsy shop. There are 12 different A6 size savings challenges or scratch-off challenges and a dashboard. And then on the back are placeholders. So this challenge will save you $500. The number of scratches correspond to the number day of Christmas it is. So the first day of Christmas has 1, second day has 2, third day has 3, and so on and so on. So the way that I'm going to play it now is I'm going to bring back my dice tray here and put away the Quicks dice. I should have done that. I'm going to roll a d12 to tell me which one I'm going to scratch, and then depending on which one it says, I'll roll another die to see which one I scratch. Okay, number 10. So 12, 11, 10. I haven't scratched any on this yet. This is the 10 Lords of Leaping, and I've got a D10 here somewhere. That's a D8. Here it is. So let's see which one I scratch. Number 10. Okay, so that's going to be down here. And that will be $5. Okay. Just clean this up. Grab 5. And we'll put it in the 12 Days of Christmas. Okay, next up is going to be the 12 face cards. So let me put these away and get those out along with the deck of playing cards. I'm just about ready to dump this drawer over here on the floor. Normally I have everything next to me, but with me being a little bit more zoomed out, I decided to keep other things at the ready. So, okay, so this is another set of savings challenges that's available in my Etsy shop. All of these, this is an A5 size, and all of these correspond with a different face card and a standard deck of playing cards. On the front are 12 scratch-offs, and on the back of each one is a little description of what that card is representing. So, for example, the King of Spades is going to be King David, the biblical king. Other characters or other cards represent someone from history, like Charlemagne. Others are, well, here's another biblical, here's Julius Caesar, Lady Argias from Greek mythology, Alexander the Great, an actual person. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get out a deck of cards, which I have right here. Almost got it. And what I do is I just shuffle the deck and I keep on dealing until I come to a face card. And then whichever card that is, that's the one that I play. They're also numbered, so you could roll a d12 if you want to do it that way. You don't have to use a deck of cards by any means. So I'm just going to give a quick shuffle here. And a cut. And let's see which one we go. 2. There we go. Queen of Spades. So that is Dirty Dora. And if you've ever played Hearts, we don't like her. All right, so why am I shuffling these? I don't know. I'm going to put them away in this horribly stretched out A6 zipper envelope that I use only for keeping those cards in. We'll go to the Queen of Spades, Dirty Dora, and I haven't scratched any on her yet, so I'm going to roll a d12, and we'll see which one I scratch. Number 11, right down here. So Dirty Dora says save $6. So we'll clean this up. Put this away. 5, 6. Get out the binder. And number 12, we've got $6. Okay, so now we're back to the front, and the next one after Junior's Restaurants is Dicetropolis. So let me get out the Dicetropolis cards. This is a series of dice-themed savings challenges that I made. It's available as a digital download, and it's also available as a physical edition. So if you buy the physical product, goodness, everything's coming unglued over here. There we go. If you buy the physical product, then you get them on these very nice A5 size glossy coated cards. So these are meant to be written on and erased with either a dry erase or a wet erase. So I use dry erase, and after I finish marking it, it just wipes right off. So they're meant to be used again and again and again and again. If you'd rather print your own, you can. That's available as well. If you buy them from me, you can also get the rainbow dice, which you need for some of the games. They're all numbered, and so I'm going to roll the d12, and we'll see which game we play this week. Number 8. And number 8 is poker. Okay. So in dice poker, you need 5d6 dice. They can be any color, so I'm just going to use my regular old blue dice here. And the way that poker works is you decide how much you're going to save for the various hands, and then you roll the 5d6 dice to make your poker hand. You can re-roll as many dice as you want, but only once. You also can play Beat the House, and I will play Beat the House, so you'll see how that works. But the first thing that we need to do is we need to determine how much we're going to save for each of these different hand possibilities. So I'm going to say if I get 4 of a kind, I'm going to save $12. Five of a kind. 5 of a kind, $12. 4 of a kind, $10. A full house, 9. Straight, 8. 3 of a kind, 7. 2 pair, 6. 1 pair, 5. And a 6 high, 2. And then Beat the House, we'll say, is $3. Okay, so now we're going to roll the 5 dice and we're going to see what our poker hand is. So I've got a pair of 6s and a 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to keep the 2 6s and I'm going to re-roll these 3 dice. And I've got 2 2s and a 3. So I have made 2 pair. So I've got 6, 6, 2, 2, and a 3 kicker. So now I'm going to play Beat the House. So I'm going to roll these 5 dice, and I'm only going to roll them once, and we'll see if the house gets a better hand or if I beat them. Okay, so the house has 3s, and that's it, pair of 3s. So I beat the house because I have 2 pair. So Beat the House, yes. So 2 pair, I'm going to save $6, and for beating the house, another $3, so $9 in total. So 5, 7, 9, and that's poker. That's Dicetropolis for the week. So I'm just going to clean this off. One of these weeks, I will actually have a cloth at the ready, but using your finger works just fine. Okay, so Dicetropolis goes back, and then into the binder, we add $9 in Dicetropolis. And I've got enough for one more game, and it's going to be left, center, right. If there's any, if I don't save a big amount with left, center, right, I will play one more game. I'll do a scratch off, which is what's up next after that. So let's see. Let me set aside this because we don't need this, or I don't use it for left, center, right. And let me get the game out. And this is kind of a noisy one because it comes in this tin and it always clangs around in there. So I've explained this a few times, so I'll just go through it real quick. It comes with these special dice. There's one face that says left, one that says right, and then there's a star that is for the center. There's also 3 faces that have this dot on them. So the way that I play it, which again is different from if you're playing against other people, is I start with, this is like the boneyard, and I take three little chips out here. Okay. And then I roll these dice, and if it says to put it in the center, I put it in the center. If it says to put it in the right, I put it in the right. If one of them comes up left, it goes to the left. If it comes up as a dot, I take another chip into my pot, and I keep going until I run out of chips, or until I've made 10 into one pile, and then I save $10. So sometimes it's over in one roll. Sometimes I use every single chip and more. So let's see how we do. Okay, so we're already adding 3 more right off the bat. And we've got 2 to the right and 1 to the center. Make this more right and this more center. And we've got 1 to the left, and we're bringing in 2 more. And I kind of wish these chips were any color other than blue. So, all right, 2 to the left and 1 more bringing in. So we're back to our original 3. And we've got 2 to the right and 1 to the left. Okay, so we've made a tie, and it's $4. So that is what I'm going to save this week. So like I say, it's a high volatility game. Sometimes it goes real fast, and other times I use every single chip. So let's go to number 6. Nope, number 5. I was right the first time. And we'll add in $1, 2, 3, $4. Yep. Going in. And the next one is going to be a scratch challenge. So before I put that away, I'm just going to do this because there's only what, $1, $2, $3, $4 left. So I'm only going to do the cheapy side of Utterly Fabulous. We won't do Elephantastic this week. And let's see if I can get a 4, or if I can get numbers that add up to 4. So, So this is a 2-sided savings challenge. This comes with orders of $75 or more in my Etsy shop. This one side will save you $100. The other side will save $25. And let's go down here. $2. Okay, I'm going to scratch again. And scratch over here. And $2, so that's perfect. That gets us exactly the $4 that we needed. Clean this up. Put the $4 in. And that will wrap it up for this week. I'm going to put the marker in the book. So next week we will start with flip 7. Oops, come on. There we go. I like flip 7. It usually doesn't treat me very nice, but I still like playing it. So, okay, there we go. So that's set up for next week. I am going to clean this up, and then I will be back for a consolidation here in just a minute, because this binder is thick, especially with the new envelope in there. So it's important to get the cash as consolidated as possible, and we'll do that here in just a sec. All right, it's time to do the condensing, or the consolidating, however you want to call it. So we know that the life of a creator envelope is as condensed as can be, because we just did that and there's 75 in it. Let's try Zodiac. So 500, 600, 700, 800, 860, 579. 869 is what we have. So I'm going to put these, let's see, I'm going to put 110 away and grab a 100 and 10. And then the only other thing that I can do is put these 2 ones away and grab out another 2. But every bit counts when the envelope is, or when the binder is this full. All right. If you like these Sea Life placeholders, they're available in my Etsy shop as well. They're nice, matte finish, corners rounded placeholders. I like having placeholders that are bigger than typical money, because then it feels like something special. It feels like an achievement. So here in general Greenback, we've got 500, 600, 700, 800, 20, 40, 850, 70, 90, 910. All right. So we'll keep the 10. And this should be 100, which it is, 50, 70, 90, 100. We'll grab another 100. I put the stickers on these play money, well, number one, to indicate that it's play money, but also to keep them a little bit more separated so that they're easier to pick up. But I ran out of the 100s and I haven't made more yet. So, well, also I ran out of stickers. I had to reorder them, but they're back in stock now. Okay, Millennial Loteria is next. In here, we've got 50, 70, 80, 90, 5, 7, 9, $100 exactly. Perfect. That'll take a lot of bulk out. So 50, 70, 80, 90, 5, 99, 100. And eventually I will consider some of these games fully funded and I'll replace them with other games. But with the move and everything, I've just got to kind of keep plowing forward. I think maybe once the blip fund is fully funded and I'm really focused on the Roth IRA, I'll kind of rejigger things a little bit. Okay, 2025 has 100, 50, 70, 90, 200. So we can put this away and grab another 100. Goodness, those hundreds are getting a lot of use. which is good. This challenge will save $500 by the end of the year, or whenever it's done. I mean, if I'm doing it every week, I'll have it done then in 25 weeks. So, okay, Junior's Restaurants has 50, 60. Oh, no, 50, 80, 90. No, 50, 70, 80. 82, 84, 86. So I'm going to put 5 back, 2 2s and a 1, and grab out a $5 bill. So by next week, this should be getting close to $100. Not bad. Dicetropolis is next. And there's the motorcyclist again. So it's got 124. So we'll put away 2 5s and a 10. Grab a 20. 124, going back in. And then left, center, right has 50, 70, 80, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87. Okay, so it looks like I'm just trading in 5 1s for a 5. But still, healthy consolidation. This is another one where the next time I play it, it should really come together. Okay. Envelope 6, which is Utterly Fabulous and Elephantastic, has 110, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So once again, 5 1s in for a 5. Flip 7 we didn't play, so we don't need to touch that envelope. Quicks has 100, 20, 30, 5, 37, so that's consolidated as can be. Because I only added in the $2 this week, so that was a really great game. Okay, Yahtzee we didn't play. Sorry Dice we didn't play. 12 Days of Christmas has 50, 70, 5, 77. So just added in the 5, so not much we can do there. And then the 12 face cards, the last one, has, oh yeah, I should be able to do something here. 50, 70, 80, 5, 93. So I can put back the 10 and 2 5s and take out a 20. Okay. $93. Going back into the 12 face cards. And that's it for the week. So binder is much condensed and looking good. All set for next week. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight. I really do appreciate it, and especially for watching all the way through to the end of the video, including the condensing or the consolidating at the end. That does mean a lot to me. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, share with your friends, leave me a comment, and until I see you in the next video, which will be later in the week for the weekly budget update, or next Monday for game night again, thank you again for watching, and take care.